Hello, what is up guys? Welcome back to my new video. Today I'm talking about which Need for Speed games are worth playing in 2025. So, there are a lot of Need for Speed games that are still worth playing in 2025, and there's still a lot of it. And by the way, I'm gonna be going from Need for Speed Rivals to the newest one, which is Unbound, just because they're like more modern and available on like modern systems and stuff like that. So that is what I'm gonna be going through today, and I'm going to see if their campaigns multiplayer are worth it. And just to keep you in mind, I'm doing this like most of the footage I'm showing you are either from Xbox or computer, so just keep in mind about that. And I do know some platforms like have differences, but most of them are similar, so just keep in mind about that. But yeah, this is gonna be hopefully enjoyable, and let's get started. So start with Need for Speed Rivals. Now this is the first Need for Speed game we're gonna be talking about, and to be honest, this game is actually worth playing because first of all, this Need for Speed looks amazing, and it's from 2013, which is absolutely crazy to think about it. And also, I recommend playing this game because this game actually is like the last unique Need for Speed game. Last unique because not only can you play as a racer, but you can also play as a cop, which is actually really sick. And you can't do this in like other Need for Speed games, which kind of sucks. And also, this is also unique, like the cops and the racers, because they actually have their own campaign, and that's what makes it fun. And one aspect I actually do like about this is that you could actually upgrade, like you could use like pursuit techs, which are basically like power-ups. You could choose that, and it actually makes the game more enjoyable, and it fits the theme for it. And there are so much more features that are like very unique that don't offer another Need for Speed game, which is one thing I really like about it. And you might be asking, is the online worth it? Well, to be honest, the online not really, because first of all, it's set in this like online like world where you'll like connect with other players, and you'll like can like see other players, but it's mostly just bots, and you can't really like set up races unless you have like friends or something like that, which does kind of suck. And just to keep in mind, if you're new and you never play this game is actually very hard because you could get racked really easily. Just keep in mind about that. And also, overall, this game is actually worth it. But besides that, the only thing I'll say is that a lot of platforms, this game is not playable like the old gen and PC, because the game is overall just buggy because this game was like made in 6 months, if I'm correct. But besides that, like the technical difficulties and the glitches, this is still very funny for a speed game to play in 2025. So I could definitely recommend this in 2025. So the next Need for Speed game we're talking about is Need for Speed 2015. So this might sound weird, but to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend this game unless you never played it before, or if you're just solely playing it for the campaign. Because if you're playing this for the multiplayer, I would really recommend it, just because you're also gonna have like that online type world where you'll just join a group of players where you're just like free roaming and stuff, and it's not really fun. I mean, you could try like hosting like races, but it will just be a mess, and overall it's just not fun. And what they also hate about the online in this game is that you're forced to join with other players. So if you have like Xbox Live or like any online service, you'll have to like join players unless you're like you don't have a Xbox Live or like PlayStation Network service, so you can't do that. And by the way, this game you have to have an internet connection, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, and I'm really glad they got rid of it, because it would just cause trouble. And also, this game, you can only have 5 cars in your garage, which is really weird. And I don't know why they would do that. Probably so you could like save money in the game or something like that, which is really weird. And I don't know why they did that. But overall, I wouldn't really recommend this game unless you're like never played it before and want to like try it out. There, like, if you got for like a sale, then go for it. But besides that, it's not really worth it. So yeah. So the next Need for Speed game we talked about is Need for Speed Payback. Now, to be honest, this game is actually pretty underrated in my opinion, and definitely better than Need for Speed 2015 in my opinion, and for a lot of good reasons. First of all, the game's online is actually way better because you actually have game modes and it's kind of active. So you do have 2 modes. You have All Drive Hangout, which is basically free roam with players, and you have Speedless, which is basically competitive racing, I assume, and it's actually kind of active. So the free roam lobby, I did find a full lobby, which is actually pretty cool in my opinion, and you could definitely do a lot of good stuff there, like do drag races with like other free roam players, or if you're lucky, like the host will make a race, which is usually pretty fun, and that's really cool. But when I tried doing the speed lists lobby, I actually didn't find that much people, and it was actually pretty empty. And I don't know why. If it is it because of the my level, which I never played, could be why. But one thing I also want to say is that the story mode is actually very good in this game. You'll have like many interesting missions to play through, and the bosses feel actually really interesting, and you'll have like different bosses, you know, like different missions to complete, races, and overall the campaign is just really fun in my opinion. And definitely took like the serious approach, which is what I do like about the campaign. And I do wish more Need for Speed games would do this like Fast and the Furious type vibe. And the only thing I'll say I don't like about this game is that the upgrade system is pretty bad. Like if you want to like upgrade your car, you'll have to like go to the loot boxes, and you'll have to like go through this like casino shop kind of, which is one thing I don't like about it, and that what makes it ruin the game in my opinion. But besides that, the campaign is actually really fun, and the multiplayer is decent. So if you never played this, I definitely recommend it 2025. So yes. So next Need for Speed game we'll be talking about is Need for Speed Heat. To be honest, this game is worth playing just even for the campaign. And and the campaign is actually really fun because it is pretty gritty and serious approach, and that is what I really like about the game. And what makes it fun is that you have actually a few options. You could do day, which is basically like earn cash, and you also have like nights, which you earn like rep, which is basically game level. And this is what I really like about, and it's actually pretty unique. And I do wish more Need for Speed games would do it, and also the map, when you do it, like the events, they make sense, like which works for the day and which works for the night, which in my opinion is actually really cool. And I do wish more Need for Speed games would like do the serious approach. One one thing I want to say about this game is that one thing that also makes it fun is that the upgrade system is probably one of the best upgrade systems in the entire Need for Speed franchise, which I do actually like about it. And also, and the multiplayer is not as good because you gotta have friends to play with, but besides that, it is a great game. So if you've never played it, I highly recommend you play it, just even for the campaign. And I bet the multiplayer is fun with like friends and such. So if you have friends, multiplayer could be fun. But I've never played it, so just keep in mind. But overall, a great game. Next Need for Speed game, be like shocked to even talking about it, but it's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, the remastered version. A lot of you might be like, well, why are you even talking about this game? It's old game. Well, yeah, this is the remastered version. What's better about this version is that it has all the DLC cars and all the like the DLC races that are associated with it, which is one thing I actually like about the remastered version. And also wanted to say that the online in this game is also very good, in both as well as the campaign. The multiplayer is fun because it is crossplay, and it's really interesting, and like a lot of the modes are very active today, so that is one thing I like about the online multiplayer. And also the online is crossplay, so we could play with like all the platforms like Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, which is absolutely amazing. So if you thought about getting this game for both the online campaign, I highly recommend it. And it's still one of the best Need for Speed games you could play in the year 2025, so I highly recommend it. Alright, the last Need for Speed game we talking about is Need for Speed Unbound. Now, to be honest, Need for Speed Unbound, it's even if the newest series, a game in the series, I know they have finished their live service model, but even after all these updates, the game's online still is really good, because you have all the like the online modes like drifting, drag, and like all the classic updates that like revive Need for Speed stuff. You also have this mode called Link Up, and you have like bunch of races, and this game is still very active. And to be honest, this game is like probably one of the best online Need for Speed games in this generation, which is what I really like about it. And the campaign, it's alright. I've never played it that much, but I know the campaign does have a lot of unique missions, which is nice. But sometimes the characters could feel really weird and cringe, to be honest. But besides that, you could definitely have some fun there, like with the missions and stuff. And one note I want to say is that it's worth mentioning that the multiplayer and the campaign, like, they're separate. So like all the progress, all the cars, cash, levels, etc. are all separate. Just keep in mind about that. But besides that, it is definitely worth playing. Alright, that is gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if I should do other Need for Speed games like this videos. But my highest recommendations is that feel like Need for Speed Heat, Hot Pursuit Remastered, and Unbound are like the best games you could play today, because they're more modernized and they will have crossplay, which is one aspect I do like about the modern Need for Speed. But besides that, all of them are good. They'll have good stuff about them. But that is just my opinion, what I think about it. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you found it useful or interesting. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, if you want to see more stuff like this, comment down below. But as always, thank you for watching, and peace out, guys.